What's up, YouTube? Jalen Jones here, and today I wanted to make a video talking about if Madara was justified with his plan. So, as we all know, Madara, Ghost of the Uchiha, whatever you would like to call him, he had a plan to take over the world. And I just kind of wanted to delve into the morality of his plan and if it was actually a good plan or if it was not a good plan. So yeah, and also like and subscribe if you want anime content. I'm going to try to post more daily, so be on the lookout for that. And so Madara Uchiha was, he was one of the best characters in Naruto. Definitely one of the best characters in Naruto. And we didn't learn a whole lot about him until kind of, the war arc. Kind of. We saw the backstory and everything. And we learned about him and Hashirama, and their feud, and just everything that happened with them. So basically, their child, basically they're in a war-torn state as kids. Since they were kids, all they knew was war, family members, unaliving. It was not very good. And there was just a lot of things that were bad in the world. Ninjas fighting, just constant war and suffering, and Madara and Hashirama were in different clans, so they kind of had to fight each other even though they were friends, because their clans were fighting each other, and they each lost family, and it was painful for them both, especially being kids, to just grow up in constant war. And so Madara and Hashirama were basically the strongest of their clans, and they grew up to be basically the strongest ninjas in the Naruto universe. And they have their final battle, which Hashirama wins. He wins the battle, but Madara uses his Sharingan to revive himself, basically, and goes into hiding, where he basically finds Obito and teaches him his ways of how the world needs to change, and values. Basically, Madara just gives Obito his values, and he causes things to happen that hurt, mess with Obito, so Obito kind of turns evil and agrees with Madara. And that's basically the whole story of Naruto, basically trying to stop that plan, basically to have everybody in a dreamlike state. Okay, but enough talk about that. I've basically just been rambling. So I just wanted to talk about, if he was right, if his plan was right, or if it was wrong. I feel like I feel like he actually had a good point. Madara, I feel he's definitely a good example of a villain who was definitely like, he was onto something. Like, he just didn't want anyone to have to suffer and go through what he went through. But at the cost of basically everyone's free will, basically not allowing basically people to choose. Um, you know, that's like the only flaw with that plan. But I'm sure a lot of them would have agreed with Madara. Just so much pain and suffering. Like, I'm sure if that happened in the world, I think most people would agree that that's not a good idea. But I would say maybe like 30. I would say maybe 30% of the population maybe would just, maybe not 30, maybe less than that, maybe like 20 or 10 would probably say, yeah, put me in the infinite Tsukuyomi. Like, this shit sucks. I would rather just be in a dream world and live out all my fantasies. But as far as Naruto, I mean, obviously the Alliance, they did not want that to happen, and they wanted to stop Madara. But I mean, honestly, like, if you went through so much suffering and just so much war and pain, and like, his plan wasn't really like bad. Like, he was not really a bad person. He was kind of like a broken hero, honestly, because he was like a good person. It's just they were thrown into war. He lost everything, and he wanted to gain as much power as possible to basically stop the war himself. Stop all war, stop all fighting. And I mean, honestly, like, would you take that deal? Like, be honest with yourself. Like, if you had that option, you could go to sleep, live out all your fantasies, everything, and you didn't know it was a dream. It wouldn't be real, but you wouldn't know it was not real. It would be real to you. I don't know. I kind of just thought it's just interesting, his plan. I don't think it came from a place of like an evil person, you know. It's just people rebelled against him because they're just like, oh, that's not right. You're basically taking away, you know, progression and growth. Nobody learns anything. They're just, you know, in a dream. And then it's kind of just Madara by himself, in a way, if he had accomplished that. So, I mean, I don't know if he would have been okay just being by himself. And just, I don't know how the end result of that would go. Like, how would people, like, reproduce and fucking, they would all eventually, like, I guess, die, or unless the tree keeps them alive. I don't fucking know, but Madara would just be alone at the end of it, so I don't know. But yeah, it's interesting. I don't know, he's one of those villains that, you know, you kind of like can't give him a whole lot of crap. Like, he made good points, I feel. You know, I don't think it's right, all the things that he did to accomplish that plan, but, you know, I think he knew that nobody would just go along with it. So obviously he had to do what he did. And he almost accomplished his plan, honestly. if it wasn't for Hagoromo's spirit, I mean, he basically would have just won. I don't know how that happened. Hagoromo's freaking ghost can just give Naruto and Sasuke powers. That's crazy. But yeah. Well, that's all I have to say about that. Like and subscribe, obviously, if you want to see more videos like this. I'm going to try to post more consistently, for real. And yeah, put down in the comments what you think about Madara's plan, and if you thought it was justified. And yeah, I will see you guys later. Peace.